Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 18 of Musings of a Guild Leader, making people do stuff. First off, before I begin about what I promised you guys last week, I'm going to give you guys a big update, because I've been away for a week. This episode has been delayed because I'm having exams at the university I'm studying history at the moment. Drowning in work, lots of stuff going on, so, delay the episode by a week, and then go on again. So, obviously, in the meantime, a lot of stuff happens, because it's not just me, there's 50 other people in my guild. What did these guys do? Right. Big stuff. Like serious big-time stuff. First off, potentially the biggest announcement I can make at this point, because the sheer effort involved on one person here. Brask, who is our resident PvP nuthead, along with Dave, who is also a resident PvP nuthead. The two of them, with some other guy who's not actually in our guild, but they're close friends, managed to get the 2200 arena rating. Awesome job, you guys. Well done. Especially well done, considering the fact that these guys have been at it for a very, very long time. And what people have to realize is not so much that they actually cut the 2200 arena rating, which is ridiculous. While we're at it, Brask, nice axe. It's the fact that even though they've had quite a few setbacks, they keep on going. I suppose most of you guys who are watching this will also keep an eye on what Blizzard is actually doing all the time. One of the things they did recently was they re-rolled people back to their original arena ratings, reset all the ratings, cleared people of points and everything, because they found out people were actually exploiting the system. When this happened, Dave and Rob were actually very close to getting to this mark, and they were really aiming for it, and a while back they had some real life issues which propped up, which prevented them from getting it, and this time they actually made it, and then Blizzard comes in and resets everything, so they luck out on it, basically. It's stupid, but hey, stuff like this happens, they keep on going. That sheer perseverance deserves a big thumbs up from me. There's stuff that's really cool that's happened. Kisala managed to get the first legendary for the guild. Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, downed. We're now looking at getting 4 other legendaries, and then we might get a 6th once patch 4.2 comes out. More updates on that later. For now, grats to Kisala for getting that second binding finally in multicore after all those runs. Well done, dude. 6th boss. We are now halfway through the raiding content, basically, if we don't count heroics, because we are not actually going to do those most likely. We downed the Conclave of Wind. Excellent. Well done, you guys. And we're now looking at getting Atramedes down next. So, updates on that next episode. And then, big announcement as well, the guild is now officially 6 months old. We have our first half-year birthday. Woohoo! Awesome stuff. You're watching this, we've just had the birthday event online, which is where we spent the entire day basically recording snippets of movies and brainstorming about how we could make a really awesome recruitment video for the guild. More on that in later episodes. And then the biggest announcement, apart from all the normal guild announcements, there's a big announcement about these musings of a guild leader themselves. Big announcement being, unfortunately, Tyne had to step down as editor. Tyne being a ridiculously busy person in real life, what with him being a DJ in Plymouth, which was actually quite good. He's also in a band, a new one. This started a while ago, but that band is taking off, doing really well as well. The man is swamped in real life stuff. This basically boils down to me recording stuff, sending it to Tyne for him to edit, and he just simply goes like, crap man, I can't fit it into my schedule, I don't have enough time. This has been going on for a while. Eventually I stepped up and said, look Tyne, we have to get realistic here. You don't have the time for this. That's completely fine and acceptable, because one of the guild rules is real life comes before WoW. This also means I'm going to take this off of you. Remove some of your burdens and have you focus on the stuff that's actually way more important than my silly little videos. So Tyne stepped down, and he is now doing really awesome. Well done to you, Tyne. And while we're at it, big applause to Tyne for doing all this ceaseless editing all this time. Really awesome. Tyne really defined the musings of a guild leader. And the person who is going to fill his shoes now, which is Mino, who kindly stepped up from the ranks and said, I'll do it, because he actually has a little bit of background with editing like this as well. He's going to step in and do it and take over from Tyne. And you might notice some small improvements left and right, because obviously Mino wants to take Tyne's job and then see if he can do the same thing and then improve upon it as well a little bit. So, applause to Mino for stepping up, and we shall wish him the very best of luck taking over and trying to make the Musings even cooler than they were before. Good stuff going on there. Right, on to the stuff that I actually wanted to talk about, and it's not a lot. Last week I talked about mission statements, which is me putting a list on the officer forum saying I want the officer responsible for this to do this, and this month. And I want the other officer to do this, and that officer to do that. Just make a to-do list for people on a monthly basis, so they can go back to that whenever they're going like, what am I supposed to do again? Because, obviously if you're in charge of raiding, you know that you have to organize raids, but what am I looking at in terms of levels of progression? Am I on track? Questions, right? And I believe that a guild leader has the responsibility to step in there and make it clear to people exactly what they have to do. And this serves two purposes. One is, doing this as a leader gives you a sense of direction of where your guild is going, but what it also does is it gives the officers who are doing it a sense of, well, for want of a better word, satisfaction, right? Because you want people to know that their work is appreciated. And it's a little bit harder than simply saying, hey, thanks for that, because that's just one thing. What you kind of also want to do is you want to create a sense of, not as much a sense of urgency as you want to have a sense of, this is what I'm doing this month, and I actually did all of that. Because then not only is it the guild leader telling you, hey, well done, it's the rest of the officer cadre as well seeing this list and seeing you tick off the stuff that you're doing, so they are actually seeing, hey, that guy's doing his job, ooh, and I'm doing my job, ooh, and that guy's, everyone's doing their jobs, oh god, we're so active and we're so cool and everything. You're sort of looking for that, right? You're sort of looking for everyone banding in it together because everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. And while we're on the topic, here's a very interesting piece of responsibility for a guild leader, where he has to check that everyone is actually doing this, right? Because it's not going to be some other officer that checks this list and then pokes the other officer saying, hey, aren't you supposed to do that? No, that's me. That's the guild leader who is supposed to look on the list and go like, poke, 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 poke. Are you guys doing your stuff? And it's an interesting position because you want to be in between two things. You want to be the nice and friendly person who is checking up on people. What you don't want to be is the micromanaging bitch that tries to force people to do things. And it's interesting because it's a little bit of a grey area. It's tedious, to say the least. You want to check up on people. You want to listen to them, mostly. Don't go out, poke them and go like, hey, you have to do this. Go out and poke them. So how are you doing? Well, you want to be like that. You want to approach people with sort of an open question saying, how are you doing? And then the sort of the what they're doing, their tale, so to speak, their story will start flowing towards you, and you have to make sure that they have the chance to tell you everything. Because the more information you get from your officers, the better you will be at pinpointing where stuff, if there is a problem, where the problem is. You have to get that information from them. So, by all means, approach people and go like, so how are you doing? Tell me everything. Tell me how the rating is going. Tell me why we haven't downed Atramedes yet, etc., etc. And then have them talk and everything. And then most likely, you won't be having to say, so make sure that you down Atramedes next time. It's going to be like, okay, cool. So hey man, see you next raid, and we're going to down Atramedes, right? You want to be somewhere along those lines with this stuff. Don't be too micromanaging, and don't be too loose either, right? Because putting up a list and then not doing anything with it is horrible. You have to put up the list and check on people, but in a friendly way to make sure that they feel appreciated. And that's sort of making people do stuff. So yes. And with that, I'm at the end of the episode again, already running out of time. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope it's useful, especially the last bit for other budding GMs out there. And I shall see you all next week.